Did you just say what I thought you said?
Why do I have to keep giving Arisa all the bad news on this show? Ruh-oh.
Why would you tell me this?
Ruh-oh.
Eric, stop. She was in America, so blah, blah.
Okay, nobody's watching.
We've got a good thing going here, Eric. We might have to have some conversations.
Okay, Arisa, anytime you want.
God bless you, Eric. God bless Reality Recap.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our first official Big Brother 18 cast assessment show with the one, the only Arisa Cox. But first, let me let you guys know, if you don't have your Big Brother 18 live feeds yet, you can get them right here at yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds. It's a great way to support our site. If you want to be a live feed updater, you can fill out the form at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB18updaters. And lastly, the super best way to support all of our shows is to become a patron, yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to exclusive content, the Facebook group, private shows just for patrons, and so much more, and it's what keeps us being able to do stuff like this show for you guys. But enough about that. We need to bring in the one, the only, and I'm gonna say the queen of Big Brother. It's Arisa!
Did you just say what I thought you said?
I totally
Eric,
did.
Did you just say it out of your mouth?
I did.
Did those words come out?
I did, queen.
God bless you, Eric. God bless Reality Recap.
Arisa, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. If you had spoken to me like a week ago, I would have been worse because I do experience severe Big Brother withdrawal symptoms. Shakes, the sweats, the boredom, looking at my phone like, what is this for again? And now we're ready to do it all over again with BB18. I'm so excited.
We are so excited. Now you're gonna watch, and you are a fan of multiple Big Brothers. You like watching a lot of them, right?
Yeah, I enjoy Big Brother. I enjoy it for watching how people adapt to real life situations. I like the unpredictability of it. And I might know a thing or two about Unpredictable because Big Brother Canada is one of those unpredictable shows.
Now, here's what I love about Big Brother Canada. And yes, everyone, we are going to get to the BB18 cast in a hot second. Hold on. Here's what I love about Big Brother Canada, and I think we stole from you, actually.
Ooh,
your guys' sets that Trevor does, your amazing sets, and now we took them from you. We got them this season.
Yes.
You can't
keep them, by the way.
Oh no, we're giving them back. We're giving them back.
Is that in writing? Can I get that in blood? Is that
sure. I'll say it's official on behalf of No, we do not speak for CBS in any way.
Oh God, I love you, Trevor. Okay, go on.
Well, speaking of Trevor, serious question. If you had to pick Marsha the Moose or Giselle the Giraffe, our Big Brother mascot last year, who are you going to pick, Arisa?
Is it really a question you have to ask me? Marsha, every day of the week.
We just wanted to hear you say it.
Did you? No, I love that now Marsha is she's like a cameo queen. Like she kind of pops up every once in a while when people aren't expecting her because nothing ever will beat the first time Marsha spoke. And I believe it was Peter Brown, and it was in the hallway to the DR. And it was this magical moment that will never be recreated. But I love that she sort of pops in and out here and there. So it's never too much of her. If she doesn't go away, then we can't miss her. So I do love that about Marsha.
It's true. It is true. I find her hysterical. Now, you know who else I find hysterical, Arisa?
Do tell.
Bronwyn. Or as I'm calling her, Bronwyn, but we all know her name is Bronte or Bronte. She says Bronte, but I'm calling her...
Let's hear your thoughts. I kind of want to hear your thoughts. What do you think?
Well, okay, I think this. It's gonna be really annoying this season, and I can't take it already. I can't take it.
I worry. I want the best for Bronte. What I worry about is the early targets, sometimes it can be the smallest thing that people start to now, it could be something that's unconscious. It could just be someone rubs you the wrong way. They don't like the way you laugh. They don't like the way you talk, which could be a problem here. But at the beginning, like, it could be something so small. And then even if people don't want to admit that small thing that it is, or even if they don't know, they're going to make up reasons. They're going to invent reasons for why you're a target. And that really worries me, because I like that she's like, after that money. I'm like, get it, girl, go. But I worry.
I like how she's like, I'm a mathematician. I know all math, but not in my head, and I need to write it all down.
I know. As soon as she said, like, I need a calculator, I'm like, that's going to be a problem, right? But I feel like, I feel like there is something to be said about understanding numbers and how numbers work, except that at this point anyway, we're with 12 people and the numbers aren't really all that big. So I feel like anyone with kind of like a 4th grade education could probably figure out a lot of those probability situations. However, I want to see how that intellect is applied to the game, because of course we know it is so much harder than it looks.
I don't even think I know. I think you are the closest person that could probably be a good judge. I don't think any of us know. I've covered Big Brother for 5-6 years. I have no clue.
No, it's really hard, because we have a lot of information, especially live feeders have a lot of information. People who watch the show have less information, and then the people who are living in it also have kind of less information. So it's very, very easy to see the minefields people are stepping through when you're on your couch, but that's what makes it so much fun. It's just like, they don't know. They don't know they don't know that next twist. They don't know what's around the corner. They don't know today's going to be a triple. Like, they don't know anything. So watching people think on their feet, that is the joy. That is what we love about Big Brother.
It's 100% what we love about Big Brother. Now, and then I actually have a question for you, but let me say this first to the chat room. I just decided we still have an autographed picture of the entire BBCAN 4 house, everybody. We have one more left. I think the number 1 fan of this show is going to get it, chat room. I think we're going to give it away right now on this show, since Arisa's here. We should.
Who are you going to give it to?
Oh, to the number 1 fan. They have to battle to become number 1 fan.
Ooh, I like it.
A battle in the room. Now, Aris, let me ask you this. What do you think of people, or what's your opinion on, let's say, judging, for a lack of a better word, the way someone is in the game versus outside? So, for example, there were fans that, let's say, didn't really love Jared this season in the house, and then instantly outside of the house are like, well, and that must be what he's like. What are your thoughts on people that think the way a person plays Big Brother equals the way they live their life?
That's tough, because the real world is, as unpredictable as Big Brother is, the real world is not set up with weekly challenges and places for you to, like, insert backstabbing here. Like, that is not how the real world works. I know one thing that infuriates fans, like, going into it, is like the people who are like, oh, it's like integrity, morals, whatever, and we're like, wrong show. I think that your average wonderful person who loves Big Brother and wants to be on the show is prepared to put forth a side of themselves that they wouldn't normally. So one thing, it's amazing. It's like this show allows people to almost to draw upon some of the darker parts of their personalities. And of course that's rewarded in our show, but that doesn't mean that they're like that in real life, or that they would make those same kind of decisions in real life. So I think that's one gigantic grain of salt people need to take before watching the show. I know people don't like to do that. Oh, I heard him say that one thing, therefore he must be A, B, or C. And I don't buy it. Put Mother Teresa in the Big Brother house, okay? There might be problems. There might be some things you don't want to see. But is Mother Teresa not the most incredible person in the world? That's a piece. Of course she is. So there you go.
Right. And that is what I want people. This is our official first show of the BB18 season. hundreds and hundreds watching live right now. That's what you all need to remember. It's a game, and let's not judge them in the real world for how they are acting in a game. Unless we are going to be talking about our next person, Arisa, in which
Okay,
case...
Who is it?
It would be Cody's brother, Paulie Calafiore.
There he is. There he is. Dreamy. He's got the hair.
Oh.
He looks a lot like Cody, like a lot. But what I am kind of thrilled by is the one major difference is that he is not playing for second place. Yes.
And he got coached, he said in his interview, by Cody and by Derek, because obviously Cody and Derek are best friends. So I feel like if he can take the best of Cody's game and the best of Derek's game, he has a real good chance of going all the way.
He would be unstoppable. I mean, he's right to big up his brother's social game because Cody did have that on lock. Like, he was the guy people wanted to hang out with. He was the guy that girls wanted to flirt with. He was really funny. He didn't seem threatening. So that was really great. The difference, though, I find is that he has a little bit more of the killer instinct, which we as fans love to see. So I think had that been Paulie on that stage, would he have picked Derek? Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, I think, and he said, I respect my brother for that choice and the bro code and all of this, but he knew that was the difference between coming in second or coming in first. So I think with that clear-headedness, and because maybe he's not as interested in being liked as Cody is, I think he's going to be a very interesting player. And he surprised me. I saw his face. I was like, oh, man, he's going to be a dud. And then I was like, okay, seems interesting. I want to know more.
I love Paulie. We had Paulie on a bunch of times when Cody played. I think he's going to play a different game. I'm actually surprised that his mother let him play.
No, right?
His mother told me, Cody will never play again, or I will keep his testicles in a jar. So I'm surprised the other ones, I'm surprised Paulie's allowed to play, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But
that's good. I mean, if he's been on with you, then I think he's got his head in the game.
He does.
Which, that's what I want to see.
I think he's going to go all the way. I think you're right. He knows what to do that maybe Cody didn't do. Although I am a Cody defender, because kind of going back to what you said in the beginning, I always feel like Cody gets a bad rap for you gave it all away. But again, we knew all that information. And he didn't.
Of course, that's true. Now, I have a question for you, though, about Paulie. If you look that much like, so he looks a lot like his brother, same smile, Tiffany sounds exactly like her sister. Do you go in and do you say, oh, by the way, I'm Cody's brother? Because if people find that out and then you reveal that, all of a sudden, aren't you a major target anyway, and even more so because you lied? What do you think?
I think pot kettle. No, I'm thinking back to the brothers. But no, I agree. I think they need to go in and right out of the bat being like, I'm Cody's brother. He said in his interview how he has the tattoo on his rib. Yeah, 100%. I think they need to go in owning it instantly. There's not even a point. I think they also both kind of said like, oh, we're going to test the waters and see what people say. Why?
I agree. Well, if anything, like in terms of cautionary tale, like as you mentioned, the brothers in season 4 of Big Brother Canada, that was harsh. Like that was one of those moments in my job where I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to blow up their game. Look, they just flawlessly like pulled off introducing each other. And I was like, they're toast. Like we've killed their game, like the end, game over. Their first one's out. And then they freaking won. Amazing. So to all the detractors, to all the haters, whatever, they did it. It's possible. They did it. It's totally possible.
It is. It is completely possible. And I love that pretty much everybody, this cast of BB18, they all are willing to be hated to win. We're going to get to the...
Except for 2 people.
We'll wait. We'll bring it up when we get to them. But I thought that was really interesting. Now, our next person who I love is Zakiyah.
Zakiyah was saying all the right things. She was
Yep.
saying all the right things. She seems like she's got a really good head on her shoulders, which is what I want to see. I love a good female character. I don't know what it is. Is it because of a female? Is it because the last few years of Big Brother US we've had mostly male winners?
Yep.
But what was the quote? She said, "Go in, be real, play the game." That's it. The people who've held back, like I would actually, for instance, say that someone like Mitch and BBCAN 4 is someone who literally did have a bit of a wall up because he wasn't completely honest about who he was. I think that actually did, I think that did hurt his game in a very nebulous, intellectual way. But I think she's right. I think you go in, you be real, and you play the game. And she's a super fan. She's been watching since season 3.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. And I think she still can come off as sort of light and unthreatening, which I think is excellent. Like, I think she really loves this game. And from everything I've seen, I'm like, she has a good possibility. But if anybody else thinks like we do, they're either going to want to work with her or axe her immediately. So I've been scared. I'm scared.
See, I love all of the points that you made, and I felt the same exact way about her. But I think she does have one really I don't think is a flaw. But she's worried about her mouth. I think she is someone who could explode on people. There's 3 people, and I say that because they're all people who are like, my mouth always gets me in trouble.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
You have no outlet in the Big Brother house, so it's gonna happen.
That's right.
But I also like how she's like, I'm willing to do anything to win. But if there's a showmance, I'm gonna do anything. But if there's a hottie in the house, I kind of need a boo too. And I'm like, what are you saying?
Okay, I know. You're like, stop everything and rewind. Like, please rewind. Okay, but if she was gonna have a showmance, who would it be with though? Like, I don't know that this crop of guys is the show. I don't know if there's anyone like that I'm all over, that I'm like, oh, immediately any girl would drop everything for. I'm not really seeing that so far.
I'm not either. Other than Paulie, I feel like the guys are honestly sleazy. I don't know.
You got that? You got that impression?
I did. And we're going to talk more about them. Well, here's one of our favorite sleazies. Trump fan Glenn.
Oh,
Glenn.
I didn't know that about him. I wish that could just, I read up, I watched the videos, but I didn't go that deep. And I wish I could lie and say I wasn't disappointed to hear that, but I was.
Me too.
Because actually, really, I liked his bio. I really liked his interview. I feel like he had that killer instinct that we were talking about. He's from the Bronx, amazing. Although a 50-year-old in a cast of 25, 26-year-olds is usually a dead man walking. Like when Derek played, he has the training to understand, okay, this is a young person's game. So good thing I'm not that old. I'm going to wear a beanie and be the hipster dad and sort of go on that. Whereas when you're 50, you can't really pull that same routine. So when you stick out that much, you're going to be a target or you're going to be a goat unless you manage to worm your way into the most unlikely of alliances, which is also still possible. But I really liked him based on what I saw. And then I heard that other stuff. I'm like, but you know what? They're not going to talk about politics on the show.
No. Well,
I'm not going to hold to their political. Well, okay.
You're
right.
I love how last season it was literally a joke of the show that the Houseguests were like, is Trump running for president? And the whole house is like, no way. And now this season's starting, and we're probably scared. I actually like this. You love them, and I'm going to say what I don't like about all of them. This is what I think we should do, because here's what I don't trust about them. You're a mobile dog groomer, and you have no hair, except for that one little piece that you left right here. I don't know what's going on with that, Glenn. But
didn't his bio say that he was a former police detective?
Sure, but he doesn't seem to want to play that up. He is sticking with mobile dog grooming.
So here are my questions then. What do you mean former? Are you retired? Did you get discharged for, unsavory reasons? I have 8 million questions about this former. And he's like, dog groomer. I'm like, dog groomer? I don't want to talk about dogs. I want to talk about when you were a cop, not only a cop, but a detective in a suit, not like a street patrol officer, which means you're solving crimes, which means you're really, really smart, but something happened where you took a different path. I think that is the interesting story, and that is like him burying the lead. I want to know more. Is there more to Glenn than we think?
We could start a rumor.
It's already been done.
Arisa Cox says, no, believe me, I have a feeling the fans will be all over it. The first time he says one thing someone doesn't like, his whole past is coming out. What I thought was interesting about him was he said he's engaged, but he's willing to totally hook up with the girl in the house, and his fiance is going to have to just get over it because he'll bring home a check.
I mean, maybe he's saying something about his fiance and that she would rather have $500,000 than have a completely faithful guy before they get married. And people have arrangements. We don't know.
That's true. That is actually very true.
It's possible, but then you still have to explain it to your daughter, which that is a whole other story. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, see, my whole biggest issue is I always hate when relatives are brought in because I don't think it's fair that they never get a chance to defend themselves.
True.
So that part, like, I'm like, just stop talking about her. Just why are you talking about her? She can't defend herself, Glenn. Maybe she can. I'm sure she'll be on Twitter in 3, 2, 1. No, but yeah, I honestly want to see what his daughter looks like. I have a feeling she's going to be cute though, because
Of course she's going to be cute, but I'm telling you, I feel like if he's not an immediate target, I think I'm very interested to see how far he goes, because I think he's just analytical enough. And if he's got that kind of training, he could be very, very interesting in the game because he likes to stir the pot. He's from the Bronx. His mouth might get him into trouble. Oh my God, don't make me do an accent because I will fail. But I'm very excited to see him play if he's not number one out.
Does this mean you're not going to want to do a Nikki impression later?
Oh, I know. God, I almost tried.
No.
Absolutely infuriating. I love how it takes her 9 years to say every amazing word that comes out of her mouth. Oh my God, I love Nikki. I miss her so much.
I just want her talking all the time.
All the time.
I just want her talking all the time.
I need her on my GPS. You know what I mean? I need a GPS.
Oh my God. Make that happen. Freddie, if you're watching. You know who I wish would talk a lot less?
Who?
Natalie, who thinks glitter's a color.
Stop!
Natalie, who thinks that not knowing the game is an advantage. This is my biggest pet peeve. You have a 1 in 12 chance at 500. The answer is there. You got 12 seasons of the answer.
Right. Okay, I am going to take exception.
Okay.
Because there is one thing that came out of Natalie's mouth that made my heart sing. I bet you know what it is. It's that she was interested in an all-girls alliance because she used to be a cheerleader. She was like, I'm used to being around huge groups of girls. And she's pretty. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you find, like, the obviously pretty girls are the ones who are like, oh, girls are so catty. They can never work together. It's bullshit. Of course they can. Of course they can. Like, Big Brother Canada is, like, run by females, okay? I think what's interesting is seeing somebody who really does have a great personality, and for the guys who are in there who are interested in the showmance and the hookup, she might be a really good contender for that. But I like that she's still thinking women first, which is very difficult to pull off in the Big Brother house. But I like that that's where her mind is going, and I wish I could, like, telepathically tell her which females to get with, because you really don't know how it shakes up. Who's sleeping in whose bed? Who's, you know what I mean? Who likes the same, I don't know, kind of food. So they're cooking all the time together. And so they get to know each other that way. You don't know how it's going to play out in the beginning days. And those early days are everything. So if she manages to get together with the right people who actually believe her when she says she wants to work with females and not like, oh, she's trying to play us. Then she could be really interesting. I won't lie. Natalie is one of my favorites.
Is she?
Yes. Don't tell anyone
Okay, nobody's watching. Once we get through, and we're almost at the halfway point after this next one, once we get through the 12 people, I want to know who you think the girls are. We're going to talk about who you think the girls are that should work together. Let's talk about Victor.
Oh, Victor.
Victor, who is a gym owner and is super sexy and is really sexy and has muscles and is a gym owner and wants you to know he's a gym owner.
Yes, he certainly does, but he can't run. He says he can lift weights, but he can't run, so he has no endurance.
None.
Which is a very good piece of information to know about Victor. Victor, now, I don't know, did you catch the one thing about Victor that really threw me? He has a stuffed toy, Ernie from Sesame Street.
How did I miss that? No, I didn't read that.
Because I saw that and I was like, that's like throwing like cold water on something really delicious and hot. I was like, what is that about? Maybe I'm the only one who caught that, but I was like, okay, what? But other than that, he is smart. I mean, he comes from finance. Hasn't seen all the seasons, but he's seen some of the seasons. He can cook. Also, ladies love a guy who can cook, who is a gym owner and has muscles and all those things that you said. If he is your type, he probably would be really fun to have as a showmance. That being said, I still worry for him because I don't know if he can bro down with the bros as much as he might have to stay a little bit longer in the house. What do you think?
Oh, I think he's going to be able to bro down, number one. Okay. Number two, I like that he likes Ernie. Basically, I like them dumb and hot, is what I'm saying. So, like, if you if you like stuffed animals, awesome. This relationship's great. But I agree with you. He's one of our two people who are willing to be loved and lose.
I was going to mention that. I mean, it's such a simple question for anyone playing Big Brother. It was so cute how Jeff was like, there's no wrong answer. Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
The wrong answer. And he failed. He failed test number one. I'm like, he is in trouble with a capital T.
But I kind of get, he's one of the ones I get like sleazy from. So here's what I wonder. Is he just telling Jeff what he wants to hear?
Maybe.
He might not mean what I kind of get him as like a player. Like, I kind of feel like he just says what he thinks he needs to say in the moment. And I don't really...
And again, if you're great with the ladies, that's part of it. Like, you are able to read people and figure out what they want to hear and say that thing. So maybe he was doing that with Jeff. Like, he wasn't, trying to mac him, but like, unintentionally, he was just doing that mirroring thing, which people who are really good at Big Brother are very good at.
Yeah.
Example, Andy Herron, Vanessa Russo. Exactly.
Mirror.
So it could be that I'm seeing, but he really did seem like he was trying to say, I actually believe him that he said that, which makes me terrified for his game.
Oh, well, I am definitely terrified for his game. I don't see him being out first, but I am a little terrified for his game. Now, if you want to know who I think is top contender to go out first.
Oh, okay. Give it to me.
It is Helen 2.0, Bridgette.
I 100% agree with you. 100%. And here's why. Okay. So very, very sweet. When I read her bio, she was saying all the things that, like, for me, like, warm my cold, dead heart. Like, things like she likes sci-fi. And I'm like, yes. She seems like, she's pretty smart. She's a nurse. Like, she takes care of people, all of those things. But the gigantic red flag for me was when in the interview with Jeff, she literally could not conceive of someone not liking her.
Right.
When he asked his famous question, would you rather be, loved as a winner loved as a loser or hated as a winner? And she's like, wait, someone might not like me? I was like, oh, girl. Yeah. Oh, girl. That means to me that she either is incredibly unself-aware, because you could love yourself and still know that there's people out there who might not like you for the most superficial reason or the most deep reason, who knows?
Right.
But it also could mean that you're extremely easy to manipulate, because if you are in the house and you immediately, your spidey sense goes off and you sense that somebody is obsessed with being liked,
right.
Oh, there's so much you can do to that person without them even knowing, in terms of, bending them to your will. So that makes me scared. Plus, she's super bubbly. For a lot of people, that's a lot. Like, I don't think, out of all the people here, in terms of the ones I think, 99% of the people out there will love, she's not one of them.
Yeah, she's very Elle Woods to me from, like, Legally Blonde. She's like, I'm adorable, Jeff. Who wouldn't love me? I'm going to be great in that house. Team me. Yay, Jeff. And I was like, oh, my God.
Plus, she also said, I'm a bad liar. I was like, that's going to be a problem. But the only thing I can think is, like, maybe she's lying. Maybe she's lying to us, in which case we've been hoodwinked and she is a brilliant mastermind.
I don't know necessarily she's lying to us, but what I think is she's that type of personality, and I think I have part of this too, where you get so wound up, like you're always have to be on, like, I'm on, and then you just snap. She says, I don't like bullies. Only 3 people have seen my bad side. And I have a feeling that bubbly is going to come crashing down and fire is going to shoot out of her eyes.
Does America get to be the 4th person who gets to see her snap? Like, is that possible? Can we set that up?
Oh, it's happening.
I honestly, I wish her the best, but if, she is gonna she might have a rough time in there. She might learn some things about herself. She might learn some things that she likes and doesn't like about herself. But I really hope, regardless, that she's thick-skinned, because I fear genuinely, from a very serious place in my soul, I fear people who have thin skin, because, to be totally real here, Big Brother, the experience can chew you up and spit you out. And if you've played the game before, if you know someone or love someone who's played the game before, you know that for a fact. Right. So that's the one thing I wish for all of these house guests, just that they remember what it is and don't necessarily hold other people to this incredibly high standard that everyone wants to hold everyone to, because this is a tough game to play. And back when I was on reality TV, like the dawn of time, this was pre-Twitter, pre-YouTube,
that long ago.
It was. We didn't have those things. Like, we had live feeds. We had 3 live feeds, just like Big Brother, but we also had a chat stream. So we didn't have Twitter, but we had a live chat that we were like chatting along while people were watching, which is insane. Because can you imagine having a sense of how you're being perceived by the outside world while you're in it, and what that would do to your psyche?
Right.
It's pretty crazy. But then you get out, and then none of those clips have survived. Like, you gotta like really search to find, like, even the opening of my show, and there's like one like BS clip that's up there, but like the main show, and we were on for a year, is not there. So people can't like pick you apart for years at a time and keep coming at you, which is one thing if you're thick-skinned, but you are also related to people and you love people and people love you around you. And it's a lot. It's a lot. But anyway, I think I totally got off to a tangent, but I wish Bridgette the best, but I think you in danger, girl. You in danger.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Molly, you in danger.
I think on the edited version of this show, if you guys are watching this back later on our website, I'll put the link to Arisa's show. There are little clippets somewhere. And Arisa, we're not old. I actually think I'm older than you. We're young. So let's not say we're...
Oh, we don't want to say?
How old we are?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, you can. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm 37.
All right, I am 37.
But I'm really like a 12-year-old girl inside, so...
Well, I just turned 37. Does that count?
Yay! Oh, that was a good year. That was a good vintage.
It was good. We're 80s. We are 80s children. Let's talk about the gay of the season, or at least the out gay of the season at this point. It is Josea.
He's another person who I have to see Josea, like with a Josea. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with early 80s Canadian television.
No.
But anybody who's Canadian who spotted him is like, Joey Jeremiah, is that you? That's a Degrassi thing. You wouldn't get it. But any Canadian watching is like, I know exactly what you're saying. And that hat. I fear for I fear for Jose. I do. Do you? Like, where is he ranking for you?
Here's the thing. I as a gay man, kind of wish they would cast more relatable gay men on the show, personally. I feel like
the criticism that is lobbed a lot, and I am not mad at that criticism.
Right.
I hear you.
And I like him. I just think he's very like, I'm a supermodel and I'm a celebrity makeup artist and I'm all of these things. But what kind of disappointed me about him was, I don't know if you heard the Hollywood Reporter interview that came out with him.
Tell me what happened. What did he say?
Oh my God. So they were like, what do you think of, other players that have played this game that are going to watch you this summer and comment on how you play the game? And he basically said, and I quote, I don't care what they have to say. And moreover, why are they even talking about or to me? They are ancient. Nobody cares about them.
Ooh.
I'm where it's at. Basically. All right.
Okay. You know what? But the part of you that's like horrified and offended, there is a flip side of that part of you that is kind of like living for it.
Oh, I love it.
If you are that in love with yourself, there's good TV coming out of that. You know it.
I just want it to last a long time. What else did he say? I'm a Spartan and I have no flaws in my game. So this is gonna.
I remember that. He's like, I was like, really? No, nothing. He's like, no. I'm like, oh boy.
Nope.
Let me see what I had. That was really cute. He said, when's the last time you cried? He's like, when someone ate my food. And just like, that's funny because you're going to go into a house where people are going to eat your damn food. If you're so lucky as to have food that week, this is going to be amazing. Like, he might be, like, if he goes down, he will go down in flames, and he's going to take as many people as he can with him. And I'm here for that. I, for one, am here for that.
I feel like this has the possibility to be one of the most explosive casts we've seen in a long time for our Big Brother.
There's a few fiery people. There are.
Now, this is my favorite person of this season who I want to win and take it all. It is, of course, Tiffany, Vanessa's sister.
Oh, God, she's a math teacher. And she's gorgeous and she's single. And she doesn't seem to be like, I'm on TV, I'm on. Right. You know what I mean? I like that about her. I think people pick up on authenticity in the house very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. If you're a good reader of people, you pick up on who's sort of giving you a line quickly.
Right.
And I think she's someone, because she seems relaxed, she seems comfortable in her own skin. These are things that people are drawn to, that they're attracted to. And I'm glad that she got, her sister is like, don't be so emotional. Like, what the hell? I wonder if she told her, though, like, own your game more. Because fans like it when you own your damn game. Is this true or not? Am I telling a lie? Where's the lie?
I think that is the number one biggest critique that Vanessa, I know, gets, is she didn't own her game enough. I personally don't feel she was too emotional in the game. Like, I know that she cried a lot, but I don't like when people, for me, say it was like a flaw of her game that she was so emotional. And I think the people that...
I agree. I don't think that's what did her in anyway.
Right.
So the emotional criticism, it really had no impact, I think, in the end. I think it played out as it played out, and she did everything she could. The problem was, Steve was also smart. Steve was also really smart. And that she couldn't, what could she do? Like, what is she going to do?
And, there's a lot of rumors floating around. We're going to talk about some of them at the end. However, people are saying there's possibilities of returnees. Maybe Vanessa might be one of them. However, if she isn't, I have a feeling she'll be on our first recap show for this season on the Friday following, and she's going to talk about all this stuff. If she's not in the house, how would I know?
That's so funny. I know. You're like booking already. You're booking already.
Oh,
really interesting information.
It is gonna, we have to see what happens. I don't know anything. I loved how she screwed with with Jeff on the interview. That is what made her my favorite. Jeff wanted her to say that she was Vanessa's sister, and she was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean, who do I know? Who do I know where?
Well, I've met a couple of cast members that ever watched and was like, oh my God, this is priceless. Like, meanwhile, I'm thinking maybe she was like literally in her head like, wait, oh my God, I forgot to confirm, double check with the publicist that I'm allowed to say that, because in terms of like leaks and whatever, I don't know if you remember, right, Vanessa had a little something online that got out, and I was like, can you imagine? Mm-hmm. You played the game, you almost won, you're kind of a legend, your sister has the chance, and you're the one who screws it up. So I could totally imagine her being super paranoid about what she's able to say and not say. But she waffled for like a good 2 solid minutes, and I was like, "This is a symphony orchestra. I'm loving this."
I think
she's in good shape.
I think she did it on purpose. I really think she was screwing with Jeff.
I think she was to a degree, because he knew.
If I had to guess, and again, this is just completely a guess, I would say those interviews weren't live. So I don't think she was worrying too much about what she could or couldn't say. I just think she
wouldn't you be super paranoid? Like, you don't understand, like, the contracts you signed, the NDAs are so extreme. Like, wouldn't you be terrified? I think, she just wants to get in the house so that anything that comes out of her mouth is okay at that point, which it totally isn't either. But I think I enjoyed that. Yes, there was definitely an element of screwing with him, because she eventually, came out with it. But she was also very contradictory. She was like, I just want to lay low for the first 30% of the game. And then she's like, but I'm super competitive. It's going to be really hard for me to throw a comp. I'm like, well, you're going to have to. So one of those things is going to happen. And it's either going to land you on your ass, or you're going all the way to final 2.
And we'll see. And I think she's going final 2. Fingers crossed.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to hold you to that.
Well, I'm putting her right for the win right now. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but if I'm picking a win, I'm picking her. Okay. What do we think about Corey?
Corey
is going to use his looks in the house to manipulate women and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so here's what I think about Corey. Corey, first of all, I mean, could you get more, American all-star, Ken doll, apple pie, baseball coach than him? Like, he is like central casting, called him up. I want, an American, good-looking guy who really cares about his reputation. Oh, I got the guy for you. So that was the first thing that terrified me, was he really cares about his rep. I'm like, oh no. Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh, this is a train wreck waiting to happen. He answered the trick question completely wrong and said, I love to be loved as a loser, which is terrible. When even me saying it, I'm like, that's so wrong. Mm-hmm. So he failed that test. However, here's one thing. If you don't have a huge knowledge of the game,
yep,
and you maybe aren't seeming like the super razor sharpest knife in the drawer, that can sometimes work for you depending on who you link up with. So Here's where I think he might have the edge, is that out of all the women who are single and who are not averse to a showmance, he might be like a number 1 draft pick for that.
Right.
So if it's one of these women who are thinking, and and we saw it with Clelly, that, and it ended tragically, but she really did make him what he was in that game. And ultimately it still didn't bring him to the end, but he was able to last a hell of a lot longer than I think he might have otherwise, because I don't think he fully understood the mechanics of how this game works. So if you are someone, even if you've never seen the show before, if you link up with the right person, if you're John and you find your Netta, do it up. The difference though, John was full of charisma, and this guy, I think he's a really earnest stand-up guy, and I fear that they will eat him alive in there.
Well, now let me ask you this. I'm not going to give you the specifics, but I'm just going to ask you it generally. His train or reputation kind of has gone off track a little bit today on social media.
So I heard. Wait. Don't people know to just delete everything? Delete your Instagram, delete your Twitter, delete your Facebook, get rid of all records before people know who you are. I feel like that's some basic stuff, no?
I think it is too. I don't understand why people don't do it. My question to you is, do you, or I'll say this for me. I feel like he shouldn't be judged right now for things he said 5 years ago on social media. Well, they're horrific and horrible, and he never should have said them. I also feel like it's 5 years later, and I'd like to think that you're a different person at 24 than you were at 18.
Yeah, that's very fair of you, very big of you. More people should be able to do that. I think it's very difficult. Like, you asked me earlier if people should be held after the game is over to, who they were in the game and who they were in the show. People can do that to a degree, but I think it's even more difficult when you're thinking of the people who they were before they were well known, before they were famous, before they were really impressing anybody on a large scale.
Right.
So I feel like he'll be like, if he pulls any of that stuff in the house, like, they will clap back at him so fast. Like, not only the Houseguest, but also CBS. Like, they're not done. Like, they do not want the bad press that they've had to endure at times. So I think I want to believe exactly what you said. I want to believe that people say dumb stuff all the time. And I didn't grow up with Twitter. Like, I wasn't a teenager when Twitter was around, right?
Neither.
So we don't have to live and die by the things said when we were idiots a long time ago, which happens all the time now. And it's like the dangers of social media, like 101 for kids growing up. Like, be careful what you say. That stuff will come back to haunt you. But clearly he must have come to some kind of grown-up resolution, because he was cast for the show. Right. And they vet people, right? So if they're seeing like major red flags, he wouldn't make it onto the show. So I feel like I'm going to trust that he doesn't hold some of those pretty odious views anymore, because I really want to see, like, I want to give him a fresh start for the show.
I'm going to give him a fresh start. My biggest problem with him is he said he loves Chick-fil-A. So that is my biggest problem with him at the moment. But I'm going to give him a chance. And even if let's say he does think all these things. Let's say he walks into that house, dropping the F-bomb left and right. Some of the reason I love Big Brother is for the psychological experiment of it all. And maybe him, being around Josea is maybe he's never been around a gay person before. Maybe these are things we see people grow. So.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's the thing. Like, once they're in there, I mean, it's everybody else's job to adapt to that person and decide whether they're going to, like, take him down in a super dramatic fashion, which I'm here for, or whether they're going to change minds and change hearts, which happens all the time. Like, people forget about the really deep and beautiful moments that occur in Big Brother. And that's part of why we love it too.
Well, when I think of deep and beautiful...
Ooh, I like your segue. Go on.
I think of Michelle or Nicole 2.0.
I was just going to say, like, Nicole plus Christine equals Michelle. I'm in love with Michelle. I think I might be in love with Michelle. And I'm just afraid that she knows too much. She is a super fan. Like, what if she knows too much and it stops her from being able to be fluid and flexible in the game as much as you need to be to win?
I love how the chat room just went, uh-oh. Why do I have to keep giving Arisa all the bad news on this show?
Tell me. Oh, no.
Okay, well. Apparently, Michelle, as recently as a few days ago before she was kidnapped, forgot to lock her Reddit account and really hates anybody who's fat and likes to fat shame and thinks fat people are real disgusting.
Why would you tell me this?
Sorry.
Like, what we should have done was had some kind of, like, not like spoiler free, but more like past lives free chat about these people, because I really think she's gonna be interesting and oh, you're just crushing me left, right, and center. I might never forgive you for this.
Maybe she grew up in the last week. Maybe she's never been around anybody that's bigger than her.
Eric, stop. She lives in America, so blah, blah.
That's true. As she let everyone know, 2 out of 3 people are obese, and the one that's left over is still probably diabetic. I was like, what?
So, but isn't she trying to be a nutritionist? So is that part of like her? How are you going to be okay? Oh no.
Maybe that's why she wants to be a nutritionist, is to stop fat people. I don't know. Okay, can I just put that aside? Yes, let's put it aside and talk about why you love her.
And like just shove it over there.
It's gone.
Well, first of all, when asked like what she would bring into the house, she said Beanie Baby, which again is for me a huge red flag. When I see any type of stuffed animal have any type of significance in your life, because again, my heart is cold and dead. But I like that she loved Ian Terry, which is a thing that is interesting to me. I thought it was interesting that she said she likes to go to bed early, so she better nip that in the bud. Are you kidding? You know when certain people go to bed. When Cassandra Shanfar went to bed at night, like I was crushed inside, and a lot of people were. I want people to stay up all damn night. Is that wrong? Because in the morning we got to go to work. We have things to do. We have kids to take care of. But at night is when we want it to all happen. And the people who go to bed early, I fear for them as well. But I might fear for her for a whole bunch of other reasons now. But again, leave it to the house. Clapbacks. That's what I'm looking forward to.
It's going to be real interesting with her. I also thought it was weird how she was like, super fans are losers, but I'm a super fan. And then she snorted. I don't know.
But who knows? It could be that snort. Just like, the sound of Bronte's voice might rub like 6 people the wrong way immediately. Michelle might have to just snort once and then she's a goner. So in early days, it's really interesting to see how all those tiny things have a huge impact on the rest of the game.
Right. Well, let's talk about our last guy that I really don't like. It is Paul. Paul with a beard. What do you think of Paul Arisa?
Well, okay. So, I am married to somebody who is allergic to hipsters.
Okay.
So, if you put them in a room, my husband would definitely not give him the W based on that. But he did say if it came down to it, he would shave it off in a second, which of course has a special significance to me. I have big hair. We watched poor Jared get just dragged over the coals for his decision not to cut his hair when, of course, he thought he was safe. He wasn't. I at least am happy that he understands the game and that, hair can grow back. So it's no big deal. So at least he's thinking that. His ego, I feel that there is an ego there, and that could be really good for him. Or it could absolutely terrible for him. But he definitely is a bro. He seems like he's pretty chill and easy to talk to, which is especially at the beginning very important. But we've seen nice people go home, and we've seen people who I don't know, like, what is he giving off to you? What kind of air is he giving off
douche. To you? That's what he's giving off. Just like this whole, I like to experience the world, Jeff, but I'm not going to lean forward or talk to you or even like do anything. Just like hang back here and whatever happens, happens, bro. Because I'm cool and you're cool and girls love me and I have a beer, but I'm not going to say I'm cool.
Wait, Eric, he said, I'm not going to say I'm cool.
Yeah.
He really stopped himself from saying other people say I'm cool, though, right? He I could see it. I could see the thought process and the wheels turning in his head. And he's like, no, I'm not going to say it.
Right.
So at least he was self-aware enough to not say that. But I don't know. He could be an early target, or he might end up in the right alliance. But he also strikes me as someone who, God forbid, he have like a couple weeks of being either on top or in the alliance that's on top. He is a prime contender for a full like ego meltdown explosion, which I kind of love to see that. That's the schadenfreude part of us that watches Big Brother. We like to see the people who think they're mighty fall to the...
Here's what I love about him. He said, I'm going to be super nice to everybody's face, and I'm going to destroy them in the DR.
He said those 2 magical letters. That is my favorite act when it comes to going into a Big Brother house, if you are aware of the DR and how much that means to the show and our viewing experience, that makes me like you. Like, even if, you know, he worries me on certain levels, I am very excited to see someone who is excited to be insane in the DR. Because I need that. I want that.
Right.
I want that. You want that. You deserve it.
We do deserve it. I mean, I honestly feel a little bit awkward because now how many times that you've said it already on this show, I guess we're going to get rid of our Arisa gift.
Oh my God.
It is not an Arisa gift, Arisa. I was trying to grab it as the most obnoxious thing that I had around me as a stuffed thing.
An emoji stuffed animal, burn it with fire.
And it this was a birthday gift from a fan, so we love it.
Okay, well, you didn't tell me that story. God.
No. See, no, you don't. It is, we love all emojis. If you want to know what my collection, I won't say what my collection is. Here's what I want to ask you now, Arisa. There are oh my God, shut up. I'm talking to the emoji, not you. There are a lot of rumors flying around this season.
Okay. I know some of them. I don't know all of them. They're probably all wrong, so give it to me.
Well, let me ask you if you like this idea or not. Not revealing the number of votes to the Houseguest. So let's say it is, Vanessa and Derek on the block. Julie will just say, Vanessa, you've been evicted from the house. She will no longer say by a vote of 4 to, 6.
Wow, that changes the game significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of a sudden, you might think you're much safer than you were.
Yep.
I feel like people aren't going to do that whole weird, sympathy vote thing, which can sometimes, bite someone in the ass. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that. I'm not mad at that.
I love it. I think it's going to stop people from voting with the house if it happens, so I hope it happens.
It's true. I mean, because nobody likes that. Oh my God, when there's a stretch, just that's what they're doing. That's what I gotta do. And what if people know it was me? And da da da. Oh God, I think that would just act a lot of that. I like that.
I love it. The other one I think is probably less likely of a rumor to happen, but fingers crossed. I hope it does. The POV winner would get to pick the replacement.
Okay.
I want that.
Okay. Who doesn't want that? Actually, you know what? It just is a different game. It's just a different, I feel like the decisions that would get made would be drastically different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in terms of having a dynamic game where the ping pong is going back and forth, and
mm-hmm.
it's hard for someone to dominate completely, I think that would be really, really interesting. And I think it'll murder some alliances earlier than later, if that's the case. Because at that point, if you're on the block and you in POV, you're already pissed, man. You're pissed.
Yep.
Even if you know you're a pawn. Actually, no, if you're a pawn, you're pissed too. You're pissed all the way around.
Right.
So taking that fire, and it's different if you're not on the block and you get the POV and you don't use it, that's one thing. But if you know you're going to help out your alliance by getting blood on your hands immediately if you are not the one on the block, or if you're the one on the block, using it and striking back at that alliance, that obviously you can't go up to the HOH, but you can go anyone connected to the HOH. I think it would make a very, very dynamic game. I am not mad at that at all.
I wish it more than anything to happen. Okay, I'm going to ask you...
And Battle of the Block, you want.
I want to know, yes, are you a fan or not a fan of Battle of the Block?
Yeah, I just winked, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Okay, then the last and most biggest rumor is this cast has too few people in it.
It's only 12 people. That's unusual. That's good.
Now, there's many spoilers out there. There are people saying Ian's coming back, Vanessa's coming back, Rachel's coming back, a million. I'm going to just pick the most current 4 people randomly. We know nothing for fact.
Okay.
Would you hate it if these 4 people came back?
Okay, Frank, James, Devon, and Nicole. Okay, so I hate to be the person who is going to I don't know, not come down one way or the other. But I love a mix. Like I'm really, really as much as I love the idea of all stars, I really do like a mix of original newbies mixed in with some people who can play the game. Like I actually really do like seeing that.
Right.
I think anyone who CBS would choose to come back is someone I want to watch, whether I like them or don't like them. If they're chosen, there's definitely some entertainment value there, and there's something about them, whether I love or hate them. And that's the funny thing about Big Brother. Like, you love to hate certain house guests, and you hate to love certain house guests.
Right.
It's almost like you can control it, but you kind of can't. So as long as they're giving me good TV, I'm always on the side of good TV. So whatever happens, I know it's only 12 people, so of course our imaginations will run wild.
Right.
Of course we're going to think that there's, 4, 5, whatever, more people coming in. Anyone they put in, I am here to see.
Yeah.
I hate to be so diplomatic, but I am telling the God's honest truth. And you know me as an authentic person, and that's how I feel.
Well, perfect. I think it's going to be interesting to
see. Over.
What you what?
I said diatribe over.
Right, exactly. I honestly agree with you. I am not someone that always wants an all-new cast. I know a lot of people always want an all-new cast. I always love when there are returning players thrown into the mix. If this rumor is true, we'll see how it plays out. Not the 4 people I would have chosen, but I want to know this, and this is probably the number one question we're getting for you, Arisa. I know we need to start wrapping this up now, but basically from our patron group want to know, do you wish that like Big Brother Canada people could come and play our game of Big Brother, or...
Why? Am I allowed to answer that? Of course I do. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wish, like every fan, that there was some magical international Big Brother that could be played maybe on the moon, maybe on a floating house in the middle of like international waters where no one could like lay claim to it being on their territory. But I absolutely was obsessed with our international wildcard on the last season of Big Brother Canada. I was obsessed with it. I am so hoping that we have started some kind of trend, because it was so great to watch, and there's so many incredible international players. And I'm not just being like just Canada and US or whatever. Like I want to think bigger than that. I want to think globally. Big Brother's been around now for a long time, and it's in dozens and dozens of countries. Yep. And I don't know. I'm Canadian. I believe in diversity. I believe in mixing people up, and I believe in the commonalities between us, and our differences can actually bring us together. So like the kumbaya part of me is like, hell yes, I want to see that. Of course.
Yeah, I do too. I love Canada's Big Brother. I love that you guys brought on internationals. I think a lot of fans would love to one day get to see like All Stars from Canada versus All Stars from the United States. That would be my dream.
That is the dream. You look up dream in the Big Brother dictionary, that's what you see. But who would you put on an All Stars?
Who would I put on an All Stars from your? Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. I would probably I would go with a Sarah.
Sure.
I would love a Johnny from 2 seasons ago. I mean, of course, I think everyone's going to say Peter. Everybody's like, I think, but I mean, could we only pick 6 and 6? This is where I can't answer it, because I want to pick like the best 6 of.
It's hard. It's hard. We've only had 4 seasons. We're still like the babies of like the international Big Brother scene.
No, you're good. You need an All-Star next season. We want All-Stars Canada next season. Do it. You can do it. You can totally. Who would you pick for us if you? Let's just say you had to pick. Like, do you have? If you just had to pick 3, we're not saying they're your favorite. We're just saying if you had to pick 3 people, who would you pick?
Oh,
from our Big Brother.
Why are you doing this to me? Why? Oh, is it wrong if I say I don't want to answer it?
No.
Offend?
No, I totally get it. I totally get it.
Family, because I told you when I when I explain like how difficult this is
Right.
to do with your life,
Right.
but I feel like as host, I feel like I can't go there. You can tell me though, who are your six?
Who are my six for our Big Brother? Oh, I would love a Derek to play again. I would love Amanda Zuckerman to play again.
Yes.
I would love Christine Brecht to play again. I think she got a
fantastic. She got a raw deal.
She got a horrible deal. June. June. 100% June. I mean, this is really hard. Oh my god. Who?
Got a lot of females here, so.
And I want a female winner. I mean, I know people aren't going to be happy. I would love, like, Danielle Donato again. And I know a lot of people don't want a return 3-time person.
That's crazy, but I won't. Again, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Carry on. You have one more left. Will this person have penis? No, this person will not have penis.
Vanessa.
You have 5 girls and 1 guy.
Mm-hmm. It's Vanessa.
She's pretty incredible.
She is incredible. Well, Arisa, you are incredible. We know that you need to go get back to your real life. However, you have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people here watching you because they love you, because they are fans of you. What do you want to say to everyone that is in our chat room right now here just to see you?
I just want to say that thank you for being part of this family. Like, I feel like, you know, people talk about Houseguest or like, you know, particular seasons. Oh, our Houseguests, we're now family and whatever. And then it's like, and then you get out and all that past Houseguests are family. Like, people forget about the family, and that's all of us. Like, everybody who is so excited about the episode that's going to come out. Everybody that's so excited to see like a blindside executed perfectly and can't stop talking about it the next day. The people who stay up super late to watch live feeds or read live feed reports on their phones every single day, follow everything on Twitter, text about it with their friends, find the perfect gift for that tweet that perfectly expresses how you feel about that thing that you just saw on that episode, which changed everything.
Right.
We are part of this Big Brother like experiment, and we are the most important part. I say we, but I mean like the fans, and I mean everybody, the house guests who are fans, the producers who are fans, like everybody who works on the show and loves the show. I just want to say thank you for going on this incredible ride with all of us. Like, I consider myself very, very lucky, and I'm one of you. So I just want to see an amazing season. I'm so excited for an amazing summer, and I'm really excited for Big Brother Canada 5 coming at you in 2017, baby.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I don't think anybody is going to disagree. Arisa, on behalf of all of the fans, I think we all love you so much because it is so clear that you are one of us and that you are a fan and that you love the game and love the... So where can people get their Arisa fill? P.S. You're in trouble. Everybody says they want Arisa needs to start her own YouTube channel. We want Arisa recaps every week. They want Arisa all the time, all season. So you're in trouble.
Okay, I am in trouble, but you know, fair enough. Like, I want to talk about it. Like, we've got a good thing going here, Eric. We might have to have some conversations.
Okay, Arisa, anytime you want. Doors open. It's here. Call me. I'll create like an Arisa phone. It'll be like a red phone in the corner. You call it. I'm there. It's on.
Like a cat purring beside it. Like, is it like a?
I'll make it like a stuffed animal phone.
Oh no! Oh no! Another one.
No. A fan sent me a cat phone. No, I'm totally kidding. Where can people find you on social media, Arisa?
On social media, so I am Arisa Roo on Instagram. That's ARISAROO. And I'm Arisa Cox on Twitter. I'm very, very easy to find and nail down. I will be tweeting about BBCAN this whole summer. I'm excited and I can do that because, of course, Big Brother US airs on the same network in Canada as Big Brother Canada. So we kind of tee up the summer for the American version because we are very lucky and we get both on our television screens. So I will be talking about it. I'll be there. I'll be reading everything I can. I'll be on all the blogs. I will be listening to your podcast, of course, as often as I can, because it's good stuff. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And so your winner again, Eric, let me just...
That's what I was going to end with. I am going to pick Tiffany as the winner. Do you want to pick who you think will win?
I feel like, can I pick a final two?
Sure, go ahead. You can pick a final two.
Then I am going to pick Tiffany, Zakiyah. Those are my final two. I feel like this is the year we are going to have kick-ass female winner. I'm saying it right here. I'm making it known. Please be the gods, for the love of all that is holy, make that happen.
Okay, now I will say this. You are allowed to change it
as of when?
I will allow it up until the week after premiere. Because like we said, maybe there's going to be... I thought
you were going to say like jury or something. And I was like...
No, because we don't really know what's going on. Is this cast locked in stone? We don't know what twist Big Brother is going to throw at us.
Right. I don't know. I'm very excited to find out. We have, a week left?
A week from tonight. This time next week, we'll be live from the red carpet in New York City.
Okay, so holler at me. I will let you know on Twitter if indeed I am changing my final two, because that's as close as I can get. But it's quite possible, because... Isn't this going to be the longest Big Brother stay ever, like 99 days?
It is. Well, I feel like they always say that. They always say it's the summer of 100. It's the 100 of the season of 100.
99 days is pretty long. And to do that with 12 people, I don't know. I wonder how twisty the summer is going to be. I'm very, very curious.
It is going to be super duper twisty, Arisa. Now, let me tell you that thank you to Debbie McDougal, who's our #1 fan and probably the #1 fan of you, Arisa, for this show.
Debbie McDougal!
So she is going to be getting the autograph of the BBCAN 4 house. Lastly, gonna let everyone know, if you don't have your Big Brother feeds and you're in the United States, you can get them at yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds. And if you want to help support our shows, become a patron. And lastly, Arisa, maybe you should do this. We have a new thing this year for the first time ever. yourrealityrecaps.com/BB18 draft. We're playing a draft game with...
Yeah, can I play? Am I allowed?
Oh my God, you're totally allowed.
Do I have to go under a pseudonym? Can I go under a pseudonym?
You could, you know what? We'll talk about it after, but I have a feeling you don't have to do anything but tell me the people you're picking, and then we'll let you know how you're doing all season. All right, bye, everybody. We'll see you guys all later. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Hey, just kidding. I love you.